Greetings, loyal minions, friends and haters. Welcome back to the SciShow, the #1 ranked YouTube channel for people who love going on treasure hunts. If that's you, I appreciate you. I do love going out and finding gold in some of the local rivers and creeks here. Beautiful feeling. It's great finding treasure. So let's jump into the treasure quest. I have done a couple of videos on this before. I'm really keen to try and help as many people get through it as possible. There's a lot of little unique parts to beating the treasure quest, and some people do just say, oh, I don't have these heroes, I don't have that hero, I can't do it. You can die very quickly because the enemies do hit quite hard. So I recommend using an item to start with if the board's not looking good. There's specific types of heroes that will make it very easy, but there are a lot of other heroes that people have probably forgotten about that can help as well. So I just want to discuss all the different types of enemies, the types of heroes that can actually help. Sorry, I'm a little bit drained. I was out at a local event today in the ridiculously hot sun. I might even pop up a few videos. There was like baby goats with hats and old steam equipment and trains, and anyway, I digress. Treasure quest, that's why you're here. So I'm just going to jump into the battle. I'm going to change my items here just because I want to try to show a couple of different things. And what are we going to take? I want to take something with defense down. And we want to take, what else will I take? So we'll take a Titan banner instead of a Dragon banner. And we will take, look, I'll take a Miracle Scroll just in case. One of the big things early on is to avoid the ailments. So this is where I'm taking Kitty. We'll just jump in. Kitty is great because Kitty reflects the ailments back to a random enemy. These enemies have a lot of different passives and skills and things they resist and that type of thing. But I just want to show certain ways that you can help yourself. You may not have, I'm not expecting to have the exact heroes I've got here, but there are different heroes, and there's heroes I don't have that are absolutely fantastic. So I want to go through, my tactic here is to use the Mana Steel of Mina and Lady of the Lake. I've got boosted health with extra mana, and Kitty to reflect. Boosted health is fantastic. I've got Fizz Coil because I want to show an example. I've seen a few people, and to be honest, I've probably done it myself in my past videos, talking about using Wither to take the defense down, because we're so used to Wither being an excellent skill, which it is. But I just want to show with the boss that Wither may not be, it's still good, don't get me wrong, but it may not be as good as certain defense down tactics. And that's because of how high the boss's defense is. And I'll explain that a bit more when we get there. So I'm just going to show an example of how quickly things can go awry based on the damage these things do. You can see they're hitting me for 1200. If I take 3 or 4 hits to one character, they're going to die. So I personally don't mind using something like a Hurricane at the start to get me set up. I'm just going to show here with the defense. So it's 3195. I'm going to hit with Fizz Coil. And we can see it goes down to 2995. So the good thing with Wither is that it is a permanent decrease. But we can see that only dropped off 200. And I know that stacks, so you can keep taking it off. But let's just, I'll wait until the end actually to show you on the boss. It's going to look better. Anyway, we'll get our minions set up. We'll get everything set up. As I said, the big thing is their ailments can do a lot of damage as well. So I'd love to get Kitty up and running as well. Hopefully my minions are going to steal their mana and keep me safe for a while. If I was doing this properly, I would have had Mina actually over here, and then Mina would have been charged as well with the Hurricane. So just running through now. I will explain some of the heroes that are useful. So Mana Steel is the one I'm doing. So Lady of the Lake and Mina both have Mana Steel. Other Mana Steel heroes are Dawn, Water Pipe, Luna, and the two I have, Lady of the Lake and Mina. So they are the most useful when it comes to mana stealing. There are some other types of mana. You can't directly stop the mana. You can't use Mindless Attack and those sort of things because they are immune, but you can steal generated mana depending on who you use. Zenda, as an example, gets to a point where he steals all of the mana, and so therefore his ailment doesn't work because at some point it's going to steal or stop mana generation. So, but I think there's another one, maybe Geolatch or something that has a Fiend, and when that Fiend is on, it can steal some mana. So little things like that, heroes you may have. We'll just keep going and get through this section. It would be really bad if I die whilst I'm doing this. I'm not really paying a great deal of attention. But hopefully I don't die and look like an idiot. I mean, I look like an idiot anyway, but hopefully I don't die. But we can see this burn damage here now. That's doing it 1,200 per turn. So that is huge. And we need to get rid of it, which is why we have Kitty over here to reflect. She doesn't get rid of it. That's Ariel's job to get rid of it. But hopefully with the healing I've got, I can stay alive long enough. They are interesting because they get the shield. They can't get the ailments while they have the shield on. I know the ailment works on the boss. I'll just see if it's working on these as well. So we should be able to reflect this one now when it goes off, if it goes off. No, I keep stealing its mana, which is great. That's what I need to do. But we've now lost Lady of the Lake. I will revive her. It's where those ailments can come in really nasty. And I'll probably lose her again if I get hit too, so I do need to get some more healing going. These things hit so hard, which leads me into my next thing to talk about is, and I'll get to the boss first. We'll just keep going through here. I'm just making sure I don't die, which isn't going too well at the moment. You do really need to again, this isn't the perfect team I'd take, and this video isn't designed. There's people out there that have teams great enough just to easily win, and you don't need to worry specifically about all these different things. I can take different teams if I want. I'm actually going to use, I won't use that just yet. But yeah, this is designed for people who may be struggling, and we're just trying to get as many of the heroes out there that are going to be helpful to get as many people through as we can. All right, I've kind of got in a good spot here now. Once you get set up, I think that's the key at the start, is really getting your boosted health up, getting your heroes set up so that you can then focus on what you need to do rather than be worried about dying all the time. Keep thinking to use my dragon as well. Now, before I get to the last stage, I want to try and get my heroes fully charged. I'm still doing little bits of damage there, but we want to get as many as we can charged. Everything up I can. And if I can't time it well, I'll keep continuing until I can get what I want. So I want to make sure I've got a few of my colours on the board as well before we get into that last stage. Just keep taking as much health, getting these minions as quickly as I can. I don't want to set Mina off because she'll kill everyone before I'm ready. But I don't mind here just slowly whittling them down. They can't heal or anything, so just killing them with tiles and making sure that I get the board set up the way I want, or close the way I want. There's no fear of them getting their specials off, considering they're all, I've got all the mana steal up. So, all right, we're looking pretty good now. Some more greens. Get rid of those unneeded colours. I might even just kill it off with the... There we go. So now I just want to show a couple of things. So this boss dude has 6,000 defense. If we use Fizz Coil, it's going to minus it by 200, so we can see it's gone down to 5,791. If I use a defense down... Oh, shit. No, that was a defense up. God, I'm an idiot. Well, that just really ruined my whole thing. Sorry, if I use the defense down, it takes it down by 30-40%. So instead of taking 200 off, it would actually take around about 3,000 off. So I do apologise for stuffing that up. Anyway, let's get some stuff happening here. So on to some other heroes that are really useful in this. And again, you may not have all of them, but it may just be one or two that you can use to actually really help you out. So as I mentioned there, the attack down and defense down, if you're using the percentages, it has a huge impact on the enemies. So there's a couple of heroes that actually do attack stack and or defense stack down. So with the stack, you're actually getting 9% per stack and you can have 10 stacks. So someone like Guardian Elephant, it may not be used in a lot of other places, but is absolutely fantastic because you can get 10 stacks of minus 9%. So you can actually give this dude minus 90% attack and minus 90% defense. That makes him hit you so much less. It just gives you so much longer to survive. So Guardian Elephant, if you've got him, fantastic. Kongolak does the same with attack, but not defense. And El Duke, one of the old gargoyles, also does defense down. So again, you might be able to match those heroes into your team somehow. Lasting ailments. He doesn't cleanse, etc. So ailments can affect him. So if you've got a lasting ailment, like the obvious one is the frost from the foxes, that is quite good. Other things we can use. So growth is fantastic for you. If you've got any of the goblins that do growth on yourself, that is fantastic. But I personally, the Wither is good. As we can see here, we're slowly taking that defense down. But a defense down hero or an attack down hero, in my opinion, is probably slightly better in this case, especially if you have those stackers. So keep that in mind. Fiends. So it doesn't heal itself. The only time it heals itself is if it goes off and you end up like it steals your own healing. So if you can get Fiends, they will stay on there forever. Now, they don't do a lot of damage because its HP is so high and you're only doing little hits, but some of the Fiends that have basically effects with them as well. So it can just help you in the battle. We have heroes like Elizabeth, who I think gives mana down with her Fiends. We've got heroes that have Fiends that do attack down. I think Fortuna does that, and others. A recent hero in the Soul Exchange or Fated Summons, Motiga, his Fiends will give minus 50% blind, 50% blind, which can really help you out because it means the boss is going to miss you 50% of the time, which is fantastic, obviously, if that's happening. So there's some more things that can help. Because the ailments work, Matilda can increase how hard the ailments hit, so that can be really useful as well. And yeah, that's sort of a mixture of those heroes and the boosted health on top is really going to help you out. So I'm just going to finish off here and we'll hopefully get the win. Yeah, I hope that helps. As I said, you may not have all of the heroes. You may not have the heroes I'm using. Some may be slightly more important than others, but keep in mind there are some heroes out there that people haven't mentioned. There's some tactics you can use, like the defense down, etc. We can see here, actually, even just with the Dragon's defense down, which is only minus 16%, it's taking off 800. So that's quite big. Imagine if you've got one of those heroes that take off the stacks, minus 90%, his defense is going to be down to like 1,000, which is far more manageable at that point in time. But yes, I hope you've got some heroes in there you can use. You can use, as I said, there's 3 stars and 4 stars as well. It makes it much tougher. Legendary troops really help with getting your health up there. But there are definitely ways of winning, even if you don't have the perfect heroes to do it. And we'll just try and finish this off. So let me know in the comments if you're struggling. Let me know who you've been trying. Again, if you've got... the recommended team power is like 16,000. So if you're a newer player and you don't have... Hello, Bubba. Hello. So Cat's just joining in as always. Yeah, if you don't have a decent roster to some degree, you're probably going to struggle regardless of what you try. But I'm happy to help out. Let me know in the comments who you're using, who you've tried, noting if you've got any of those heroes that I've mentioned. It can be a huge help. Even as I know someone I've helped through that had Guardian Elephant, didn't even think about using it, realised the effect it could have, and basically was the difference of winning and not winning. So Guardian Elephant was the difference. But as always, I hope that has helped. I've almost got this dude down now. We can see that Wither, it's down to about minus 1,400, so it's helped out a fair bit to get to 44, but it's over a long battle. If you've got Wither, you can use it in conjunction with defense down. So it's not that Wither's not great, it's just if you can only take one hero, it could be a toss-up between whether you've got a really good Wither hero or a really good defense down, but especially the defense down stacks are fantastic, as I keep mentioning, because it's worth mentioning over and over again. There we go. As I said, drop me a comment, let me know how you go. Hopefully you've won, but if not, we're going to try and help as many people through as possible. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, gently caress the subscribe button, give your kitty a scritch for me, and have a good one.